How do I bring my marriage back to normal? My name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, and I'm not really going to answer your question. I'm not going to bring your marriage back to normal. I'm going to talk to you about bringing your marriage to what it's supposed to be, to what it was intended to be when you got married. Why don't we think about how our marriage should be? Why is it? Because we're not taught. We're not taught to have expectations. You know, you really shouldn't have expectations of each other, but you should have expectations of your marriage. But no one knows about this in our society. Learning about marriage is in its infancy. So I'm going to share these things with you. Hopefully you'll say, wow, that really resonates, and that's what I want. So, think about it. What does everybody and anybody want in life? Number one, you want to be happy. You want to be happy. Now you could say, oh no, I want to be safe. Why? Because safety will make you happy? Sure. You want to be happy. You want to be happy in your marriage too. And, okay, you want to be happy in life. Why not be happier every single day of your life? And that's really why you get married. Because you know intuitively that a marriage is structured. It's actually there in order for you to be happier every single day. It is. And with what I have learned, what I've discovered, and passed on to thousands now at this point, there's so many people out there who are experiencing marriage in a way that they never even imagined was possible. They are happier every single day. I still get cards from people I've worked with back when I started this process in 2009, 2008. And you want to know something? This works no matter how bad the marriage was when they started to learn these things. So being happier is number one. Number two, and that's not normal these days. No one thinks being happy in marriage is normal. Number two is experiencing marital love, which is also unconditional love. It's just another word for it. Why would you want to be married and not experience unconditional love? Most people are afraid to want that. But you know what? It's an innate right, because you're a soul. You've heard the term soulmate, and you probably don't think much of it. Now, you probably did when you were dating and you felt this deep connection, but then you thought, oh no, life takes over, blah, blah, blah. That life takes over nonsense is what undermines happiness, undermines the fulfillment of what I consider to be the promises of marriage, which is ever-increasing happiness. Every single day it gets better, and a deeper love. Every single day it expands. And you know, love is infinite. It's not a finite material thing. Love doesn't have any boundaries. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to experience more and more love all the time. So let's go back to your question. How do I get back to normal? And let's change the word normal, and let's say, how do I make my marriage into what it's supposed to be? So, there's two answers to this. One answer, I hope, fits your situation. One answer, because I've done all the research, I've done all the work. Years it's taken me. But I've laid it all out. So either one of my books that you could get from the Marriage Foundation will answer that. You read these books, one of them is enough, you don't have to read both. And you could check the reviews. Go to Amazon, take a look at Breaking the Cycle by Paul Friedman, and you'll see people get a lot from it, and you will too. It will change your life. And people read it over and over and over. And they read it to each other at night before they go to bed, or over a cup of coffee. And they read a section at a time, absorb it, talk about how they can implement it. It'll change your life, because it gives a perspective of marriage that everyone should embrace. Not normal, joy-filled. That should be the new normal for you. But what if your marriage is slipping and it's heading towards divorce? And the problem is that it's called breaking the cycle, also lessons for happy marriage, but breaking the cycle is because what happens is if your marriage starts to slip, you get into this cycle of bashing each other, blaming each other, hurting each other's feelings, intentionally sometimes, often, lowering the bar, reducing your expectations of marriage, defining each other in unloving terms. You got to break that cycle. But if you're late to this getting educated, and now you're trapped and you're sliding too fast, at the Marriage Foundation we created 2 courses, one for men and one for women. And that's what you need. I'm not trying to pitch you. I'm here just to share with you what your needs are. Because these are basically self-help courses designed around and within the context of marriage. And we begin with the premise of your learning how your mind works, what's involved in learning how to break the habits right away. We start with that. In the books, it's a later on chapter on the mind, how to control the mind. But when you take the course, we drill it in. You've got to learn this stuff, because when you're slipping, it's not enough just to learn how to be married. You have to first do something to break that cycle right away, to break the fall, so you could then resume and have a great marriage. Again, the goal is very simple. The expectations are very clear. It's for you to have an amazing marriage that is more amazing every single day of your life. Why should that be unreasonable? I think it's very reasonable, and we have proven ourselves, and you could check our reviews. So that's it. I hope I've turned you on to something that you think is awesome. I think it's awesome. I wish every therapist out there were relying on the same principles we rely on. They don't. So doesn't mean you should be shortchanged. Blessings to you. Blessings to your spouse. Don't forget, you can subscribe to this channel and learn a lot about marriage, but the right way. And that is something that I urge you to do. Also, don't be afraid to leave a comment. If you look in the comment section, you'll notice that I don't hesitate responding to people and helping people. I care for everyone, and I take the time. It takes hours a day sometimes, many hours, but it's okay. This is a service for me. So blessings to you, blessings to your family. Thank you for spending time with me. God bless.